Okay, faster I get started with this, the sooner it'll be over. Here's Trtan back time. October 27, 1955. The film classic Rebel Without a Cause premieres, starring James Dean, Natalie Wood, Nick Adams, and Sal Mineo, all of which met early tragic deaths. Dean had been killed in a car crash the previous month at the age of 24. Natalie Wood had drowned off Santa Catalina Island on the November 29th at 85 under mysterious circumstances. She was 43. Nick Adams was found dead in his Beverly Hills home on February 7th, 68. Cause of death was an overdose as a result of suicide, accident, or undetermined cause. He was 36. Sal Mineo died from being stabbed when he was mugged in the carport of his West Hollywood apartment on February 12th, 1976. He was 36. Oh. Yeah. Happy birthday to John Gotti. John Joseph Gotti Jr., born October 27, 1940. American crime boss. Gotti was head of the Gambino crime family in New York City. He orchestrated the murder of Gambino boss Paul Castellano in 1985 and took over the family shortly thereafter, leading what was described as America's most powerful crime syndicate. In 1992, he was convicted of murder and racketeering and spent the rest of his life in prison. He died of throat cancer on June 10th, 2002, at the United States Medical Center for Federal Prisons, the FedMed, right here in Springfield.
No way. Why was he? Okay.
He was sick. They take him there when they're sick.
Wow.
All right. October 28, 1965. The Gateway Arch is completed. It is a 630-foot tall monument in St. Louis, Missouri, of course, built in the form of a weighted catenary arch. It is the world's tallest arch. Construction began in '63, and it was built at a cost of $13 million. Happy birthday to Jonas Edward Salk, born October 28, 1914, American physician, scientist. He discovered the polio vaccine in 1953, saving thousands from the crippling disease. In 1952 alone, polio paralyzed 21,000 people, killed 3,100. Now, Salk chose not to patent the vaccine in order to maximize its distribution. When asked who owned the patent, Salk replied, well, the people, I would say. There is no patent. Could you patent the sun? It is estimated the patent would have been worth billions had it been patented. October 29, 1923, a new dance craze starts when the Broadway show Runnin' Wild opens and features a new dance to the tune of the Charleston.
Very nice.
Happy birthday to Dan Castellaneta, born October 29, 1957, Italian-American actor. He is also on TV the voice of Homer Simpson, Grandpa, Barney, Krusty, and many others. Wow. October 30th, 1938, Orson Welles panics the nation with his radio adaptation of The War of the Worlds. Okay, the radio adaptation by H.G. Wells. Well, the book was by H.G. Wells. About a Martian alien invasion, broadcast in the style of an ongoing news event. Many people missed the opening disclaimer and believed it was a live broadcast of an actual alien invasion. And there's a lot of back and forth on that still. Happy birthday to John Adams. Born October 30th, 1735, American politician, the first U.S. vice president from 1789 to 97, and second U.S. president from 1797 to 1801. Father of the sixth president, John Quincy Adams. Both John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. October 31st, 1941, the Mount Rushmore Memorial is completed. Work had begun in 1927 by sculptor Gutzon Borglum, who died in March of 1941, leaving his son to complete the task. The sculpture features the 60-foot tall heads of U.S. President George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. These presidents were chosen by Borglum to represent the nation's birth, growth, development, and preservation, respectively. Happy birthday to John Candy, John Franklin Candy. Born October 31st, 1950. Canadian, Emmy-winning actor, some films, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in 87, Uncle Buck in 89. He was Uncle Buck, of course. On television, one of the funniest series you can find, I think you can only find it on YouTube right now, SCTV, Second City Television, from 1976 to 79, and Saturday Night Live from 81 to 85. And finally this. Why do people at the grocery store always ask you if you want paper or plastic?
I don't know why.
Because baggers can't be choosers.
That was good. Baggers can't be choosers.
That's right.
Very fun. Hey, have you been to Mount Rushmore before?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
That is on my bucket list. I want to see that in person. I think that'd be so cool.
You know, I have seen things, in tourism. These are just, and that's been one of them. And I went, you have not been there then. Because as soon as you see it, it's a kind of moment.
Yeah.
And you stand there, you're just looking at this side of the mountain that is just incredible. And everybody's got their mouth open.
Yeah, of course.
Like that, it's amazing.
How close are you able to actually get to it?
You know, that's hard to say because, you don't have anything for a point of reference. It's
It's just
this
there.
big mountain. I mean, you're not 10 feet away or anything, or else the nose would be,
Well,
bigger
yeah.
than you. So you've got to have some distance, but it's still, you're close enough that that's what happens.
Takes your breath away.
It does.
Well, thank you for turning back time with us. Tom's going to discuss the importance of celebrating Veterans Day beyond actual Veterans Day after this.